Moving on to my 7th month, which is July, I'm going to say I'm going to go ahead and underline July for you. July 4th is the Independence Day of the United States. Moving on to my 8th month, which is August. I'm going to go ahead and underline August for you and read that sentence for you. August is the hottest month in Turkey. Moving on to my 9th month is September. I'm going to go ahead and underline September. September 15th is the first day of school here. Moving to October. Oops, sorry about that. Moving on to my 10th month is October. I'm going to go ahead and read that to you. October 31st is Halloween in the United States. Moving on to my 11th month, which is November. Sorry about that. My 11th month, which is November. I'm going to go ahead and underline this for you and read it out loud. Black Friday is the is the month of November. I'm supposed to say is in the month of November. Moving on to my 12th and last month, which is December. Excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and underline this for you. I'm going to say December 25th is Christmas and it is celebrated all over the world. Now, we are going to be Moving on to years. I'm going to go ahead and write years here. And now we are going to learn how to say and write years. For example, if I wanted to say 2001, I would say sorry about that, 2001. Let's say I want to write 1999. 1999, I would say 1990. Oops, sorry about that. 1999. Let's say I wanted to say 2011, or let's say 2010. 2010, I would write 2010. Now I'm going to give you the names of of a few of particular years. Like, let me go ahead and write years here. For example, 1 year is called a year. 10 years is called a decade. 100 years is called a century. Century. 1,000 years is called a millennium. I'm going to go ahead and write that for you. Millennium. Millennium. Let's go ahead and repeat these. 1 year is called a year. 10 years is called a decade. 100 years is called century, and 1,000 years is called millennium. Now let's go ahead and look at the dates. Let's say I wanted to write this date out. I would say November 3rd, 1999. For example, if I wanted to write this year, I would say December 2nd, 2003. If you noticed, when we write the dates here, when we write the dates, we use ordinal numbers. This is very important for you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and put a star here and read that to you one more time. When we write the dates, we use ordinal numbers. Let me give you an example of that. I'm going to write this date. I'm going to write this date. I would say February 1st, 2004. I'm going to give you another example. Let's say I wanted to write, let's say I want to say this, 1501 to 1576. First of all, I would say 15. Sorry about that. There's a problem with my pen. Let me just fix that. Fifteen 01 to 1576. When we read this, we are going to say 1501 or 1501 to 1576. And this little hyphen right here, when we read it out, this becomes 2. 1501 to 1576. Moving on to our next example. Let's say I want to say this month, 10/02/2010. I would say October 2nd, 2010. I'm going to give you one more example, and after that we are going to move on to seasons. I'm going to give you this example, 5/01/1098. First of all, before we move on, this in the English language, first comes the month, then the day, and finally the year. So I'm going to go ahead and write this out. This is very important, so I'm going to go ahead and also put that in a box. I'm going to say May 5th. Whoops, sorry about that. 5th, 10/98. I'm going to go ahead and read that to you one more time. It's May 5th, 10/98. First comes the month, then comes the day, and finally comes the year. Now, moving on to seasons.